came across this quote the other day from Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom. Machine intelligence is the last invention that humanity will ever need to make. Now, Bostrom is undoubtedly a smart guy, but most of the debate around this kind of philosophical pontificating is really unhelpful. It lives 50 to 100 years in the future, and many people seem to forget that. Stories still abound that refer to AI as if it were a description of some kind of digital being, rather than a description of a set of technologies that can be used to improve how things work. For example, we see things like Bank XYZ has launched an AI that can help customers answer their questions faster. Or Telco ABC has employed vendors' AI to help it deliver better service, as if this product were a person. And even when we see stories of AI that do correctly call it out as a set of technologies rather than as some kind of digital being, too often I see the development process being described almost in magical terms, where all the emphasis is on how the system learns automatically. Now, I can see why technology companies are doing this. It's because talking about things like digital workers makes AI more understandable to non-technologists, and because focusing on learning automatically emphasizes what makes the use of AI different from regular programming and excites people about the potential of being able to deliver new kinds of capability without insane effort, as well as the potential of being able to deliver things that continue to stay aligned to requirements, even as those requirements change. And so this is really understandable in a lot of ways, but it has a real downside, particularly when it comes to how people think about the ethics of AI, where responsibility lies for ensuring systems are appropriate, and the detail of how that responsibility is discharged. If people think of AI as almost like a kind of digital being, or if they think that AI-based systems learn by themselves, then AI ethics becomes really quite a confusing thing to think about. How do you ensure that these systems behave properly? The more we can educate people that AI technologies and AI-based systems are designed and built by people, there's no magic involved, and that training follows processes that can be properly mapped out, controlled, and audited for quality, the easier it is for people to realize that there isn't really a huge amount of difference between AI ethics and the ethics of software, or just business ethics. Yes, there are some differences in implementation detail, but in the end, it comes down to proper consideration of whether it's appropriate to implement a particular system, and then putting in the hard work of making sure that things are actually engineered appropriately, taking important risks into account, rather than just being hacked together. The huge wave of interest that we see in AI has driven ethics up the agenda because people are unclear about how AI gets made, and because at the same time, digital systems generally are having broader and deeper societal impacts than ever before. But ultimately, the issue of ethics in digital technologies generally is more of a useful starting point today than just looking at ethics applied to AI in particular. Now, we're currently doing some really interesting research into how organizations are pursuing explainability in AI systems. And I'm really looking forward to sharing more of that with you soon. So check back as soon as you can. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, as always, please like, share, subscribe, do all those things, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.